Welcome to Bankford Currie Cup Rugby on the Channel of Champions. Join us now for Eastern Province versus Natal. Man for man, Eastern Province appear to be as good as any team in the competition. Yet they are the only team without a win. But the men from the Bay are confident that they have what it takes, and today may be a turning point in their fortunes. With Transvaal away and running, the Currie Cup has become a race for second place. Natal know that one more defeat could put paid to their chances to get into the final. So expect them to come out with all guns blazing. The crowds at Boet Erasmus Stadium are buzzing with excitement. Join us now on the Supersport Grandstand for EP versus Natal. Your commentators today, Jan Snyman and Skalkberger and John Robbie, assisted by Dan Retief.
Well, good afternoon from a rather chilly Boet Erasmus Stadium. The crowd is buzzing, but there's really not too much of a crowd here. Times are tough down here after a promising beginning for Eastern Province winning the Yardley Cup, and there is really a very small, disappointing crowd on what really should be a lovely day for rugby. The Natal side, a couple of changes there, Dan.
Yeah, they brought in... sorry, John, you came across it.
Sorry, Leon Dupree coming in on the wing for Christy Noble. Neil Penrose at fullback might give a little bit more thrust there. And of course, John Plumtree in on the flank, New Zealand flanker. Steve Atherton is injured. And a change on the bench as well. Matt Alexander sitting on the bench. Hugh Rees-Edwards slightly strained his hamstring and failed a fitness test this morning. So Natal, after losing to Transvaal last week, having won well up front, but the back's disappointing, they'll be looking for a better performance. Eastern Province, surprising change. Anton Jacobs is playing on the wing, on the right wing. Eric Knutz, a man we've certainly been impressed with. He has been rested. And Big Stain Swart playing number 8 for Siggy Human. The changes, EP, very disappointing this year after their Yardley win, Dan.
Yes, John, sorry, they said I would be assisting you, and after that little start, I wonder about that. But yes, EP, I don't understand their form. They won the Yardley Gold, and they're still alive in the Lion Cup. You know, they very impressive performance against Western Province down here, but they just haven't been able to put it together in the Currie Cup.
And in fairness, though, they've lost 4 games, but the score in all those games have been reasonably close. They haven't been walloped in any side, and certainly one of the hardest places for a visiting side to come down. You can see there behind the logo of the Currie Cup log, Transvaal up there right at the top. You can see the under-20, the Midas game has finished, and in fact a win 25 points to 15 for the Eastern Province under-20 side. Very promising performance from them. A couple of youngsters you might like to note the names. Young flanker Arno Damas has played South African schools. Very impressive indeed. Number 8 Barry Pinnock, and Clinton Rhodes, cricketer Jonty Rhodes, his brother, exceptional at fly half for Eastern Province. Fullback Christian Ellis, very good as well. Best players on the Natal under-20 side, a fly half Chris Dierkus, nice touches there, and also a big number 8 Warren Brosnahan, the captain of the side. He went off injured right at the end, but a most enjoyable game, and certainly if the big game is as open as that, we'll have plenty of fun. Plenty of fun going on over on the far side as well.
John, I wonder if those guys seem to be entertaining the crowd, but of course on the near side you would have what one would call the boop and slipper brigade. I wonder if those are pink elephants that they're wearing.
Well, there you can see this beautiful, this massive stadium. The crowd concentrated in the middle of either side. Very, very disappointing crowd.
Important today, the southwesterly wind is blowing across this ground. Of course, Boet Erasmus is the one ground that goes the wrong way. It's laid out east-west rather than north-south, so the sun is normally a problem, but it's cloudy here today. The Port Elizabeth people say this wind could bring a bit of rain in this afternoon, and in fact, as I look away to the left-hand side, it's getting darker. It seems to be raining out to sea, and that might just influence Natal's be to Natal's advantage, because often when it's wet, the bigger pack can tie up the ball, maul it down the touch lines, and stay on the ascendancy and in the other team's half.
Well, I was talking to Bev Brahms, who's an official here who looks after the press and the journalists, visiting journalists so wonderfully well down here in Boet Erasmus, and he said exactly what you said. It's one of those days there could be a little bit of rain later on, but conditions at this moment really perfect. The pitch looks in perfect condition. It's yielding, but certainly not too soft indeed, and let's hope we're going to get that game. Natal very, very disappointed with the result. Their forwards were exceptional in the tight phases, beaten a little bit in the loose, but their back line very disappointing last week, Dan.
Yes, I wonder if Natal have the temperament to sort of be playing with this big pack of theirs. You know, I have the thought that if Northern Transvaal had that kind of pack, they'd have no problem. They'd be leading the Currie Cup log at the moment. And there, Rudy Pasaki leads Natal on, because today, of course, is his 150th provincial game, which means he sets a South African record, breaking that of Burger Geldenhuis. Burger, of course, played all his games for Northern Transvaal.
And of course, Rudy Pasaki played for Free State before moving down here to Natal.
And I noticed as Natal take the field, Joel Stransky has started. Natal had a scare last night. Stransky ran into John Plumtree apparently at practice. They're a little bit worried about his fitness, and they flew down Matt Alexander from Old Boys, who was at the airport this morning looking a little nervous, to come and stand by in case Stransky can't see it out. And Hugh Reese-Edwards has moved out of the reserve bench.
Referee today, Mr. Freek Burger, very experienced international standard referee.
And it looks as though Natal have elected to face the Little Breeze. And that could be a vital toss, John, to play with the wind, with the rain in the second half. If it does appear, could be very important.
Well, Natal obviously are going to be going. This is their last chance, or again, you never says last chance, but a chance to get back into the Currie Cup race. EP have had a disastrous start. As they've 4 games out of 4 they've lost, and let's see if they've got a little bit of pride. They're going to come out fighting today.
The Currie Cup, of course, are now a race for second.
Johnny Vermeulen kicks long, and there's Neil Penrose playing fullback today, and Natal will be hoping that gives a little bit more thrust through the midfield.
And that kickoff showed the kind of length that Johnny Vermeulen could be getting, because he takes the long pot shots for EP.
And Dupree takes. And Craig Richardson. Stab kick by Henny Leroux. That's a big place for Saki. Can't hold it. Here's Leroux again. Second stab kick through. Interesting by Henny Leroux there, dropping the ball in behind the Natal midfield, and that's good tactics. Sides always a little bit wary about Eastern Province, their reputation. A chance to disrupt them, get in behind them early on. Good tactics by EP. Dangerous attacking scrum as well. Natal are shunting them backwards though. That's ominous.
And Guy Kevel lifted Frans Erasmus out of that scrum. Natal, of course, they have to play to their strength, which is this pack of forwards.
That's better. It's a poor pass from Lieutenant Craig Jemison has kicked through.
Rian Potgieter comes away.
And so certainly that started from a bad pass from Craig Richardson. And of course Craig Jemison taking advantage, always in there harrying the fly half.
Leon Dupree on the left wing for Natal today. And this is his 5th game, which means he earns his blazer.
Ruan van Sale to throw. Toby Oosthuizen can't tidy, and neither can Craig Richardson.
We'll have to be careful. We've got a Craig and a Craig at scrum on.
John Plumtree driving Val Bartman through. That's good ball for Natal. Stransky lofts up a high one. That's a lovely kick. Vermeulen takes well. This game is certainly a blazer.
Good for Natal there. John Plumtree was really, he got in under that up and under, and he, of course, is the man that Natal are hoping will give them a little bit more space, a little bit more speed to the loose ball. New Zealander, and you could see that in that first ruck, but the way he drove in, got in behind Val Barton and stepped over the ball.
Poor tap from Place Vasaki. Martin Mostert is through, got support from Frans Erasmus. This is marvellous driving by Eastern Province. Toby Oosthuizen has been penalised.
Toby Oosthuizen got involved with Val Barton off the field.
Come on. You don't let him run. Let's go. Come on.
And it's cost his side. Good kick from Joel Stransky. And certainly there's I don't know, electricity about this Eastern Province side that we haven't seen too often in the Currie Cup this year.
Their record is actually quite strange, because man for man, they should be one of the better sides.
Very well recovered by Craig Richardson. Watson. Penrose with his left foot, he hasn't found touch. And Vermeulen takes the defensive option. That was excellent play by Craig Richardson. He got a bad tap ball, took the responsibility himself, and popped a nice little kick forward.
You probably find he's practiced that overhead kick many times.
Japanese black one.
Evenings at the fields.
Japanese black one. Where's one?
Referee Kruger says you mayn't aim to throw in, the ball must come immediately.
Was it a dummy throw or perhaps a delayed throw, just delayed too long? That's a nice kick by Vermeulen. And Vermeulen, the first 3 kicks, has got a beautiful spiral torpedo kick. That'll give him confidence.
Orange number.
And you can see there again a little bit of scrapping. Eastern Province players trying to pour through that line out, and John Plumtree reacting to it.
Dupree threw the ball at Craig Jamison and he gave away another 10 yards.
So twice in the game so far, Eastern Province have had the initiative, driving forward into attacking positions, and thrown it away with rather silly penalties. You can see the Eastern Province back row off that scrum. Not the best kick from Stransky. He was under pressure and always dangerous, because Johnny Vermeulen has got a marvellous kick, and anything that is aimless to him can be punished in terms of length of clearance.
Let's have a Harry. Come in.
Lawton to throw.
Hey, come on.
Richardson again, tidies LaRue, Portgita. Very deceptive runner, and he's laid the ball available beautifully. LaRue again, Lust, Jacques Duplessis. Held by Jeremy Thompson in the middle. And Natal, I think, question about whether Truby-Oosthuizen, or in fact Stainswart, was offside, but Natal under fierce pressure. And certainly Joel Stransky seems to be a target for a lot of pressure today.
Joel made one tackle and he was heavily dumped there, but he seems to have stood up quite well.
And Burta can't hold it. Blaise Vasaki can't hold it. Craig Jamison sucked in.
Natal strangely can't control their own put-ins at the line-out. They haven't managed to get a clean take on the ball yet. And that, of course, will be playing right into the hands of EP's back row. They're very quick to pull through.
Same scrum, same ball.
We've seen this so often over the years. Eastern Province really starting with fire and vigour and putting pressure on the visiting side. Natal would just be hoping to ride the storm. If Eastern Province don't get points on the board, then perhaps a tendency to fade.
Signs of the indiscipline there already, though. Seems to be their bugbear that they've never been able to shake off.
There's that second drive from his, and my goodness, look at that front row. All 6 players up. A lovely clearance by Craig Jamieson. So EP shortening the line out. Shortening to 5. Armand de Pleer in place for Saki. Saki a mile offside, and chance for first blood. And Henny Leroux to kick. We saw him kick so well in that Yardley win. And he's a man who, a good chance of be spending a season in England during our summer. Himself and Jeremy Stratham have been invited to play for the Northern Club in Newcastle in England. And what a great ambassador he would be. Henry Leroux, first kick of the game. Well, pulled that one left. By his standards, not the most difficult of kicks.
That might be the part of the problem that EP have had in the Currie Cup. Henny Leroux's record in Currie Cup games, 4 games, is only 7 points a game, whereas in all the other games he's got a record of 14 points a game.
That's well played by Martin Mostert. Adrie Geldenees, who stays in driving. Cal have stopped him though. Jamieson again burrowing for the ball. Does that so well, and he's got it. Well played, Craig Jamieson. Dick Muir dumped.
I wonder if Natal this afternoon if they might play Dick Muir as an inside centre all afternoon. He's the classic New Zealand crash baller. Over there they call him second 5/8.
As Andre Botha has taken a knock. And certainly these early exchanges, as we said, very tough indeed.
In Durban last week against Transvaal, afterwards Natal said that Andre Botha had been troubled by a neck injury, and one hopes it's not the same problem. He's in a bit of an offsides position there, number 4. And there it comes.
That's good control of the scrum. Good play, Andrew Blakeway. Muir makes it available to Jamieson. Lovely dummy from Place for Saki. Leon de Preer held. Bartman is there. Lawton is there. Needs support.
Francis Erasmus never got onside in that game. Now Natal would have enjoyed that little passage of play. That's what they want to do. They want to keep it close to the forward, keep moving forward, keep EP back in their own half.
Well, I'm sure they'll be pleased. There we are, what, 10 minutes, over 10 minutes gone. They've been under pressure for most of that, haven't given away any points. And now here's a long kick for Joel Stransky. Natal will be quite happy to have got out of their half. Plenty of criticism during the week for the Natal backline. Of course, often to win a lot of set-piece ball that's maybe static, often puts a backline under a lot of pressure. It's the angle that Stransky's got, and it's a kick of approaching 50 meters. Well, had the distance, but always left. So 13 minutes gone, still 0-all. Johnny Vermeulen thinking of the long one. And decides to go for it. Oh my goodness, he has kicked it long. Oh, lovely kick, Neil Penrose.
Switch, change.
And Place for Saki moved to the back of the line-out. Often Natal throw to him. Often they use him as a dummy to bring a big man with him. This time they throw to him. Tidied by John Plumtree. Still going forward, Natal's ball. And just to the right off screen, Jemison, Stransky, deep in conversation. And Jemison's kick half blocked by Tubius Lazy. But now Natal after 16 minutes on the attack.
King, let's go. King.
Masaki again gone to the back of the line-out. You can see him two from the end. Late way through, tidied by Mostert. Good refereeing by Friedberger. And he'll bring them back for the penalty. Excellent refereeing by Friedberger. And that time Armand Depree timing his charge wrong. A mile offside, and I think you can see Friedberger just explaining to Jemison and Franz Erasmus what he was at. So second chance for Joel Stransky. He certainly had the length with a very long one earlier on. Difficult angle. 3/4 of the way out on the right. And you can see Joel Stransky also wearing these cycling shorts that so many people use. But tell me the Afrikaans word for them is balaclavas.
Maybe it's a whole lot of balls, John.
First blood, Natal 3-0 ahead. And Natal deserving that, weathering that early storm from Eastern Province. Eastern Province throwing initiative away with silly penalties. Natal working their way methodically back up the field, rewarded with the first penalty. 3-0 Natal. Ooh, quick little ball from Stransky. They've got away with it. Blakeway has it. But it looks like EP have poached it. And Natal driving forward, get the scrum.
Strange decision to try that kickoff. Natal's forwards didn't seem to be expecting it.
Well, I think it was one manufactured between Dick Muir and Joel Stransky. One of those ones, if it works, it's enterprising play. If it doesn't, just plain daft. Still Natal a chance to clear. And this Natal scrum starting to look very solid on their own ball. Jemison. Stransky's missed touch. Johnny Vermeulen will just bang it down, and he's looking for another 22. Penrose thinks about running, decides against it. And that early Eastern Province fire seems to have dimmed a little bit. Look at the amount of time Stransky had to clear. Muir kicks long and wastes it. Now that's something that will annoy his forwards. Instead of running forward onto a dropping ball at target, they've now got a pressure scrum, defensive scrum right in front of the post. Good attacking position for EP.
It'll be very interesting thing to see Natal now on this defensive scrum. Can they disrupt EP?
Well, there's a lot of pressure in that scrum. Look at them marching them backwards.
Referee looked to be signaling a penalty. Point blank, heading back.
Well, we couldn't see what that was. Possibly one of the flankers interfered with Craig Jemison. Possibly somebody used his hands. So Henny LaRue to chance to draw his side level.
And again, Natal failing to take advantage of the power of that pack.
There are those new hospitality suites at the far end of the ground. And very impressive they look as well. So 21 minutes gone, 3-all. Penalty each from fly halves Joel Stransky and Henny LaRue.
Always when you go.
Vermeulen has missed touch. Penrose likes to run, chips ahead this time, it's high, drops into the 22. A good mark by Craig Richardson. Had that kick dropped another metre short, of course it would have dropped outside the 22 and would have been a beauty. Richardson makes no mistake. So once again, a lot of players failing to find touch in this game. Johnny Vermeulen started that off with a failed touch finder.
Go, mate. Head. Cancel, ankle, ankle. Right. Ankle.
Now we have a score, Western Province, 3-all against Free State, latest from that game.
Where did the shoulders start and the neck begin, or the other way around?
No ball, Botha gets his hand to it. Frans Erasmus has robbed it though. And you can see there, Flace Vasaki from the wrong side. So just keep an eye on the flags. And you can see exactly what Henny LaRue can see. Points to 3, and that's warmed the crowd up somewhat. And I think you could hear the microphones picked up what Joel Stransky thought of that.
And both sides have clearly decided they're not going to put the ball amongst the backs this afternoon. There's hardly been a move to comment on this afternoon.
Well, certainly no enterprise at this stage, but one feels it might break out at any stage. But once again, that Natal scrum, we saw it last week. Bachman driving in, makes a second charge. And so that scrum rewarding Natal with a put-in of their own. It's a very dangerous attacking position now. Let's see if Penrose joins this line. He's lurking away to our right, standing slightly to this side of Stransky. So dangerous because, of course, the Eastern Province, the defending fullback, has to stand back for the kick. Jamison snipes again, stabs it through. Blakeway drives on, poor tackling by Eastern Province. Bartman is there, Plumtree is there. This is the best ball Natal have won. Jamison switches, they've got an overlap here. And that's an excellent try. Leon Dupree, what a lovely try. That came from the Natal pressure. Lovely switch play by Craig Jamison. And a beautiful straight. Here's Jamison. Snipes away here. Little stab kick, hits LaRue's legs. And this is where, of course, Blakeway should have been put down. Shakes out of the tackle, looks for contact again and makes it available quickly. This is excellent forward play. Now this is where Craig was going nowhere, switches it. And this is good passing. Now watch the way Penrose straightens here, takes his man, and puts Leon Dupree in for a try. Excellent back play, Dan.
Yes. Seeing him there, pinned his ears back, had a go at the corner. I wonder why they haven't been picking him. I think the key thing that in that try is that Blakeway made that good pickup. Baal Bartman and Plumtree were in right behind him. He kept the momentum of the move going.
And just pushed away. But again, lovely straightening by Neil Penrose. Joining the line at the right time. Here, let's see again. Jamieson, this wasn't a speculative pass. Good transferring. Muir had to make, he made a 3-1 into a 2-1. And the try was always on. Oh, what a lovely way to mark your comeback into the Natal side. Leon Dupree scoring the first try of the game, 7 points to 6. Natal lead. Nice hanging drop. That's Erasmus. Good play from him. Richardson, LaRue, Lust. Vermeulen hits the line beautifully, just can't get his pass away. Counters on Tony Watson. Province a little bit unlucky there. Johnny Vermeulen timing his thrust into the line brilliantly, just couldn't get the pass away.
I think if that pass had been true, Jacques Duplessis would have been in.
I think so.
Yella. Armand. Yella.
Armand Dupree picks up the bobbing ball. Driving forward. Of course, they're going to get the scrum, but Eastern Province so far have been under fierce pressure in the scrums. And I feel the back line would have wanted that ball to emerge. And here's a situation where we've seen Jacques Duplessis often migrate from the left wing and hit the line, but certainly not this time. Jamieson. Muir stabs it forward. Picks up, kicks into space. Tony Watson is covering. Cruel bounce. Tackled by Vermeulen. Jeremy Thompson counter-attacking. Plumtree. Mike Clavel has it. A nice bit of confidence from Stransky. Ball under pressure, stepped inside and used his left foot. So after his initial settling down period, the back line's starting to come more into it now.
Right, Indian.
Last week, the first Indian call went to Andre Buerta. Meant for him again.
He cuts inside, he's not afraid to take on opposition. Support from Mostert, Gary Pagel, tackle from Blakeway. And Natal driving them back to the line. Where is the ball? I think everyone thought the ball was in the ruck and somebody was over the line. That was exceptional running from Henny LaRue and terrific support play from the Eastern Province pack. Best bit of play of the game.
It was a lovely balanced fly off, and as you said, John, he comes close to the forwards, moves at both feet.
Very strong around the hip as well. But of course, EP have got to get the ball out of the scrum. My goodness, they're under pressure. They've got it though. Lust, Jacques Duplessis, held by Muir. Natal have been penalised in midfield for the pressure from Eastern Province telling, and an easy kick at goal for them.
And if you see that one again, I think Jacques Duplessis might have coming in, as you said, he's coming on that side. I think he was taken without the ball.
Looks like Big Tom Lawton has taken a knock. And here we can see this came after a smashing drive. Well, you can see what happened. In fact, it was Dick Muir took the ball out. And referee and linesman making the correct decision there.
Ball carried over.
So we could yet have a cracking game. Started off disappointing, but it's certainly growing in excitement. Easy kick for Henry LaRue. So Eastern Province take the lead again, 9 points to 7. And once again, a penalty coming from good, constructive pressure play. Here's his backline move now. Jacques Duplessis timing this beautifully, and there's the high tackle. And once again, Friedberger allowing play to go on to see what developed before bringing them back for the penalty. So, second week in a row, Natal destroying the opposition in the set scrums. Good take by Armand Duprier. Toby Oosthuizen digging it out. LaRue decides to run. Lust under pressure. Oh, that's a lovely kick. Oh, Gary Lust manufacturing a terrific kick in a difficult situation, turned back inside and keeping his side going forward. Come down to this ground and Eastern Province get their tails up, the crowd gets behind them. Very difficult opponents indeed. Porter can't hold it, he's been poached. Frans Erasmus has that under control. Oosthuizen again digging it out. Potgieter from Newlands in the line. And Jacques Duplessis in. What a splendid try. And the crowd going absolutely wild, and why not? This was tremendous timing. Look at the way Vermeulen hits the line and injects pace. There you go. Draw, give. What a lovely sight. And Jacques Duplessis claiming he didn't ground the ball, but evidence showing that he did. Good try.
Lovely try. And John, there you have, in modern rugby, your fullback makes that extra man. You have to have a fullback hit the line at pace. Nobody's watching him, and he makes the man over.
Well, it's a cliche. The only man on the field who is not is so important.
The late Isak van Heerden always described him as your last line of attack.
Oh, and just shaving across the front of the post. And here we are, lovely view from the grandstand here. The pass behind, long pass from Potgieter. Long pass from Milan drifting outside, and look at the way he times the pass here. And Jacques Duplessis, what a favourite he is from the crowd. This Boet Erasmus crowd. And good attempt by Skransky. Incredible the way Eastern Province are now playing, the support behind them to believe that they have lost 4 out of 4. And I think a measure of how difficult the Currie Cup competition is that this is supposedly this year one of the easy games. Eastern Province. Saki at the tail, poor tap.
I don't think Frans Erasmus has had his feet off the ground in the scrum this often in his career.
That's better ball. Well, that is out of the Gareth Edwards mold. under pressure, foot position, beautiful. Craig Richardson hitting the bottom of that ball, up and over the ball, running into touch, and that's exactly what his forwards and his commentators want from Eastern Province. That's better from Butter. That's the best take he's got today. And it's amazing how this game has improved technically. Many mistakes early on, sloppy play, missed touches. Now guys are defending and attacking, handling with far more conviction.
And I've been impressed with little Craig Richardson. When your forwards break up in front of you like that, and he's kept the EP backs going, he's kept the ball moving.
And there's the root taking it flat once again. Support from Adriel Denace. Frans Erasmus having a little charge of his own, bursting through the middle. That was terrific fly-half play by Henny LaRue. Called for the ball to take it flat across the advantage line, and of course then able to feed back to his forwards who are driving onto him. And a lovely short side for him to work now, if they can get this scrum ball clean.
The Transvaal game against Natal last week showed that Natal are vulnerable when the ball is close to them, about 10 yards from the forwards. The cover doesn't get there that quickly.
There the temptation for Richardson, knowing his side is under pressure, just sneaking an extra 6 inches on the feed. Tom Lawton tidies. Long pass from Jamison. Ooh, and that looked like a late tackle. It was indeed. And here you are, Steyn Swart committing himself and going through with the tackle there. Long ball from Craig Jamison.
Steyn Swart, of course, the EP number 8, made his debut for Natal in provincial rugby.
Yes, much travelled man as well. Has played in France, played in Italy, and also played a very successful season for Bective Rangers in Dublin. Much travelled rugby player.
That kind of late tackle, I'm sure they say to the referee, but Mr. Ref, I got there as quick as I could.
13-7 to EP. It's a chance to cut the deficit as we move towards half-time. Stransky the kick. Once again, touch has not been found. Thompson takes the knock. Support from Plum. Talford's driving. This could be good ball if they can get it out quickly. Continued to corkscrew and drive. Saki takes off Pagel. Was offside, allowed once again Natal the option to develop a backline move.
This is a character builder for Joel Stransky. He's got 1 out of 4 so far. 10-3 at half-time, but a whole lot better than 10-13. I think the whistle will go right after this game.
You can see Mr. Berger holding his hands there, Freak Berger. It's very cold out there. Dead right, the half-time whistle goes, 13 points to 10. A very interesting game. It started off rather scrappy. It's certainly improved. A smashing try for each side and all to play for in the second half. We'll be back in a couple of minutes for that second half. We look forward to seeing you then on Super Sport. Well, Welcome back. The sides in the huddle, you can see 13 points to 10. Of course, we're going to be picking our men of the match a little bit later on. Here's something that might give you some clues. This was the Natal try. Jemison stabs his kick through, hits off Henny LaRue. And look at Natal arriving in numbers. That was something that was missing last week. Blakeway on the charge, looking for men to set up. And the key point here is the ball comes back quickly. Jemison perhaps takes a wrong option and then switches beautifully. And look at the handling here. Now Penrose hits the line, straightens beautifully. And what a lovely side. Good try, Dan.
Yeah, I love those. And you put the wing over, but here comes another one of those, I think.
Another one, equally good try. Good handling and the ejection of pace here. A long pass caught Natal, able to step through. And again, look at the way he just stepped, cut inside to straighten. And at this stage, the crowd was going bananas. What a favourite Jacques du Plessis is. Great effort by Joel Stransky. So two top-class tries that certainly livened the game up.
John, and apparently Western Province in the lead 9-3 at Newlands, because of course the Currie Cup has become a bit of a race for second place. Transvaal are away there, 100% record.
Well, let me cut in there, Dan. 6 games, 5 games to go against top-class opposition. I mean, Transvaal lose 2 games. They lose 2 games. Any of these sides pick up 2 games. I dispute this fact that it's a fight for second place. I think there's going to be a few thrills and spills before the Currie Cup finalists are finally named. But anyway, we can have a beer about that and discuss it later. Stransky to kick.
And we still won't agree.
We'll be picking man of the match later on. It's only a little bit of fun, and you can maybe start thinking about it at home. Stransky again kicks long. Henny LaRue slices it slightly, but finds his touch.
And now EP will be facing whatever breeze there is against them, and they won't get quite the length, and that will suit Natal because they would want to pin them back in their own half.
But the breeze does look to have dropped. Looking at the flags away to our left, no sign of movement. Martin Mostert tidies.
Now.
Craig Richardson has developed as a kicking scrum half tremendously. I think he got a little bit lucky with that kick, but his foot positioning again excellent. Kicks over that shoulder. And a good success rate. Ruan van Sale to throw. Patakake, place for Saki, tidies. This is worrying for Natal, of course. Now they've been robbed again. Jacques du Plessis through the gap. Oh, what an extraordinary runner Jacques du Plessis is. He seems to be the hardest man to pull down in a short space in this country.
Very impressive there, the way the two EP centres, they hit that move instantly, because they can get there before the loose forwards. They get that extra bit of weight, that extra bit of momentum. If there's a scrum ball, EP would have got it.
Jamison bravely dives forward. Vasaki supports. And is producing snatches of the play from last year, but too often they're being poached at the last minute. And that'll be Natal ball driving forward. And there you can see Matt Alexander on the left, Sean Gage and Sean Platford. Bartman drives, sets it up again.
Ricky says round the front of that more.
Now Joel Stransky finds touch. this could be kickable. And Johnny Vermeulen, of course, a man we've seen kick enormous goals in the past. And Frans Erasmus has brought up Johnny Vermeulen. I remember down in Windhoek one year, with a strong, strong wind blowing behind him, he attempted a kick from his own 22-meter line and hit the post at the far end, well above the crossbar. There was a gale-forced wind behind him, but it was quite the longest kick that anyone in that neck of the woods had ever seen attempted. And how close it was to success. Johnny Vermeulen, and that's the halfway line. Well, that actually hit the touch judge on the shoulder as it dropped just under the crossbar. Good effort from Vermeulen. Stransky, high hanging kick. And clever play from Johnny Vermeulen. Plumtree gets a hand to it. Jamison, as he's had to do so often, taking on the forwards. Yet again, Jamison has to take on the big men. Andrew Blakeway there. And that one, the Tower forwards drove right past, isolated, and the ball wasn't collected at the back. Eastern Province able to pick it up.
And again, that sort of lack of concentration on the Natal side.
You see Richardson having to put the ball in quickly because his side is under so much pressure. And Milan again drifting. And Leon Dupree covering well. That's the same move that brought the try. The long pass in the middle, behind Lust, and Vermeulen drifting and punching through. Shortened line out from EP. Now I might see a pass back to Henry LaRue for the drop kick. Of course, it's a free kick, not a penalty. Not quite close enough for Frans Erasmus to have one of his bullocking runs. It's LaRue. Ooh, and just shaved the left hand upright. So the score remains 13 points to 10, Eastern Province ahead. Joe Stransky thought about a little grubber kick to Tony Watson away to his right. You can see him just having a quick look. The side's against it. Sahi drives through. Committed driving by the Natal side. And we see Craig Jamison kick here in these positions. He's dropped off to the left. Back now, and there's that little stab kick forward. Oh, it's a beauty into no man's land.
And John, of course, it's very important that the scrum half should have a very good right foot. Put the ball in on the left, and then as you move around the back, it's always your right foot that is open and not up against the forward.
Yep, left-footed scrum half, always at a great disadvantage. Lovely kick by Jamison. Natal again on the attack. This time Vasaki staying in his normal position. Nice take as well. Guy Kebbell driving. Oh, Bartman looking for a charge, decides against it. Blakeway shows the ball, needs support. And the crowd giving Friedberger a bit of a hard time there. He thought about it and decided Natal was still going forward. That's a good attacking scrum for them. Because, of course, Richardson can't attack the fly half. He's dropping back to watch the blind winger. You can see him. Jamison might have a go here. You've seen Richardson drop away. It looks like the scrum has drifted too far. Bartman has a drive.
And I think Termy Oosthuizen, number 6 there, is lucky not to be penalised, because as he comes in for the tackle, he falls in and kills the ball.
Well, he's been doing that for 15 years and has got away with it. Dan, why stop now?
He wouldn't do it against an All Black pack.
Now watch Craig Richardson here. He knows that the winger, that Dupree, is dropped away to the touchline, and his defensive duties have got to be to watch that short side. You see him there dropping away. Stransky's made a dummy run. Oh, it's gone too far. Now, of course, Natal are not too worried as long as they can keep the put in, because they're inching their way forward. They've got control in the scrums.
And Natal, of course, have all these moves around the set pieces near the line.
Although mostly involve Tony Watson's side of the field. Neil Penrose is lurking in midfield. But, of course, they're close to the line, and that means Johnny Vermeulen will be a tackler. Further out, of course, he has to stand back for the kick. Might well see Val Bartman or one of the back row have a punch at this stage. No, they're working the short side.
Jamison penalised for holding the ball on the ground. And EP survived that piece of pressure very well.
Good safe touch from Johnny Vermeulen. It's a fascinating game, certainly. Natal again dominating, not so much in the line out, but certainly in the set scrums. And Eastern Province having to move the ball as often as they can.
Maybe overdoing the shove and hold at the back. Maybe a quick one from a set piece would catch EP napping.
Now that's interesting. Cricket throw and EP electing to take a throw in on their own rather than a scrum. And that indicates the supremacy that Natal have. You can almost see Tom Lawton disappointed there. Great take by Audrey Geldenays. That's the first clean one he's won. Richardson hanging ball, another good kick. Jamison can't take it. Armand Dupree is there. This will be Eastern Province ball. Well, wouldn't mind seeing that again. Was that ball out? Was Val Bartman offside? Well, let's have a look. Is Bartman standing behind the hindmost foot? Was it out? Referee says no. So Eastern Province inching their way down the touchline and now putting pressure on Natal. EP ahead 13 points to 10.
12 minutes into the second half.
Easy.
This line out right on Natal's 22-meter line.
And once again, I think Eastern Province electing to take a line out. Again, they've dropped Stain Swart out of the line out.
John and Armand Dupree pull Botha through the line out.
kick from Joel Stransky. So certainly, apart from a couple of incidents, not a spectacular game, but very interesting game. Let's put it that way. Sides retaining the initiative for a while, then giving it away, and the other side coming up.
And in the first half, the moment I said that, we saw two great tries.
Murphy's Law. Again, Adric Gelden is taking. He's coming more into it. This time Johnny Vermeulen has missed touch. Let's see if Penrose runs. No chance. That was actually very good play by the East. You can see that line, that red and black line, now retreating backwards. As Penrose picked up that ball, there was a line of red and back that come up to the 10-meter mark, and really he could not run from the back. Quick throw by Lawton, doesn't work. To Lewis Tazen, that's intelligent play. Richardson, Henny LaRue, Gary Lust has a nibble. Oh, and Henny LaRue's got it. Available to Potgieter. Jacques Duplessis gets it to Richardson inside. Steyn Swart there.
And when the ball goes to Jacques Duplessis at Buddha Erasmus, they almost rise with him.
So it's like Bernie Fraser at Wellington, Atlantic Park, Wellington. Here's this move. And this came from intelligent play by Toby Oosthuizen. Now look at the way Lust makes it available. What a great pass by Potgieter. Such a low center of gravity Jacques Duplessis has. Causes mayhem. Lovely tackle by Watson. Steyn Swart really needed support there.
And Richardson did really well to get round the outside of his line there.
There's Gary Lust. He's taken a knock. But didn't he do well to make that ball available? Let's have a look at it again. Now, here we are, held by a number of people, over the top basketball style. A little oops from Henny LaRue. And there you can see Richardson running off the ball. Back live, Lawton to throw.
Gary Lust receiving some attention.
Goes up.
This is ball, Natal can run. There's an overlap here. Penrose. And it's just gone too far, one thinks. That's a little bit unlucky. Good move by Natal. They picked up that there was an overlap early from broken play. That's more like it. Natal very frustrating this season. In flashes, they show the form that won in the Currie Cup, but so often then they retreat back into their shells. Armand Dupree has been behind the poles in the cooler. We didn't pick that up. He has returned to play.
Obviously that penalty when Armand Dupree pulled Andre Botha through the line out, he must have been sent away at that point.
Armand Dupree definitely spent 5 minutes in the coolers, just returned.
Henky, quick. Henky, quick.
But there is number 4 in the line out. He's back now.
It must have been about 7 minutes he was out of play. Saki, good pass by Jamison, so he thought. Obviously someone then got a hand to it. Jeremy Thompson dumped.
There's that number 6 on the ground again.
Jamison, nice short side to work. He's got Tony Watson, the fastest man perhaps on his side. That'll depend. If he can get this ball quickly, we'll see Jamison coming short. You can see him glancing up. There he goes. Inside, Plumtree just forward.
Game moving into the last quarter, 19 minutes of the second half. We've got to start thinking who gets the champagne this evening.
Who gets man of the match? A hard one.
Here's a little number 9 for the EP. I quite like his claims. And I like number 10's claims as well. In LaRue.
What is interesting is that Eastern Province scrum seems to be settling a little bit. The last couple of balls they've put in, they're winning the ball clean at the back. 13 points to 10, really anyone's game.
Cradle. Follow them on.
No points in the second half.
Perfect now, come on.
Hardwick held and he's tidying. That's good play.
You go for one big one.
Player of the match, John Navy, Guy Kibble. Or do you give it to Tom Lawton? I must confess, I don't know what happens in the front row. Has anybody?
Well, of course, this is one of the difficulties of a man of the match. That's why we always stress it's a little bit of fun. Tight-head prop might be having the greatest game of his life, and we give it to a flash man out in the midfield. Always difficult, a bit of fun, and the players hopefully accept it in that spirit. Jamison again with that tempting short side. A little bit slow for him, though. EP will have retreated. Here's that dummy move. Penrose hitting the line. Play by Neil Penrose. He's been very conspicuous in attack. There's Vasafi on the charge. Jamison needs support. And this is more like it from the tower. Working that short side, keeping the ball alive. This is what they did so well last season.
And that one, they didn't make a mistake. Neil Penrose off camera seems to be holding his head.
Well, there's Gary Lust has taken a knock. He's calling for, and he looks like he's calling for a replacement to warm up. And in fact, it'll be Donnie Swart, a winger, will be warming up. And that's Donnie Swart's replacement. Ethan Haig, winger. And I wonder what they'll do. Perhaps they'll bring Anton Jacobs or Jacques Duplessis into the centre. And there goes Gary Lewis. And he took a heavy knock when he made the ball available about 10 minutes ago.
Interesting that EP now don't have a cover for their scrum half.
Well, in fact, neither side has got a reserve scrum half, which seems ludicrous as it's such a specialised position. Well recovered from Craig Jamison. Chases his own kick.
There was Rion Potgieter who made that tackle. Crowd don't like Natal being given a pudding.
Well, I can understand why. Knocked backwards in the tackle, and this is a good attacking ball for Natal. Lovely move in Thompson. Plumtree needs support. Barkman's there. Lovely attacking move by Natal, and again came from Neil Penrose, and he's certainly giving them an dimension in attack. Extra man attacking, and at times they look dangerous today.
Tony Watson, number 14 there. This is the second game in 2 weeks that we've seen him hardly touch the ball.
He could get his chance. A place for Saki winning it. Excellent play by Jacques Duplessis. Just managed to keep the ball in. That saved his side 30-odd meters. Place for Saki, tidying it. Now continuing the drive with Blakeway. Jemison flips it away. Plumtree in. Brilliant running by Plumtree. Tony Watson losing his shorts. Hartman on the charge. This is more like Natal, but they must get the ball back. Hey, Jemison knows it. And there's one for the ladies. Tony Watson. And that must be a first, the right size first time. Jemison to put in, Natal on the attack. You can see Natal walking forward at will.
Crowd not happy, I thought Natal had knocked that one on.
Well, I think Eastern Province knocked forward. Again, dangerous situation. And Jemison is itching to use that short side. Resist the temptation again. Thompson chips through.
Jemison moved there with there only 2 people on that side, and I think Jeremy Thompson took the right option. Would have been to touch.
He's kept his side going forward. They've got big pack of forwards. They're winning the ball regularly. It really is a fascinating struggle. EP protecting a 3-0, a 3-point margin. He's won ball this second half. Richardson has missed touch. Penrose has lost it. And EP moving it. Portfita ducks through 1 tackle, ducks through 2, chips ahead. Brilliant play. And once again, the key point there, when Richardson's kick went forward, you can't see it, the Eastern Province line was up in a line. 7 players in a line, and Neil Penrose under pressure. This is great play.
Rian Portfita, another of those with a very low centre of gravity. Seems to run right on the ground.
And doesn't seem to be having any of the hamstring problems he had scoring that breakaway try against Western Province. And Roberto wins it well. Stransky finds touch. This really is a fascinating climax to the game. I've said it before, it's certainly not a classic, but very interesting. Only 3 points in it. Put yourself in the place of either captain. What are your tactics? What do you do?
Great contest amongst the forwards. Natal are trailing. I think the game moving into the last 10 minutes, they might have to do something. 29 minutes gone in the second half. Natal holding the territorial ascendancy, but they must turn it into points.
And in about 5 minutes, we'll be deciding our man of the match. And just before the end of the match, we'll be announcing our man of the match. Who do you think it is? Great ball from Craig Jemison. Stransky runs into Henny LaRue. A magnificent kick for Craig Richardson. From him again. Martin Mostert. Armand Dupree sets it up. Eastern Province going short. A smashing defensive play by Leon Dupree.
Good to carry the ball over, but a very brave piece of defense.
And of course, EP will be under fierce pressure in the scrum. Watch the 8-man shove from Natal. And they've got it. Ooh, suicide ball. Jacques Dupuis makes it available. John Vermeulen is in. Plumtree has won it. Good kick from Thompson. That's what his forwards wanted.
And there's our man of the match, Natal loosehead prop, Guy Kibble. We gave it to a donkey, John. That's your word. Well, scrummaging. Natal's fantastic scrummaging. They say the hardest position in the scrum is loosehead, so it must be coming from him.
I'll take your word for it, Dan.
I hope he sees the tape. He'll enjoy that compliment.
Well, of course, there's always some trepidation, but front row forward, who knows exactly what goes on in there. But the side seems to be in the ascendancy, and he's getting the award.
I think, of course, both scrum halves very unlucky not to get the nod. They've really done sterling work.
13 points to tell Eastern Province ahead, and the key issue now is to get out of penalty range. Eastern Province must try and get out of their half, and Natal must stay in Eastern Province territory.
Well, I must say, when the ball is amongst the EP backs, they look far more dangerous than Natal, and they might just snatch it.
Chance for Natal. It's almost on the 10-meter mark, and of course it means Johnny Vermeulen is away back under his post waiting for the kick. Natal must bring an extra man in, a chance to run in and overlap.
And with Jacobs playing in the centre now, they have a man inexperienced at tackling head on.
Thompson keeps going. Dick Muir has made it available. Unlucky. And that was unlucky. A foot in touch. A good backline defence from Eastern Province, pushing gently across, always pushing Natal out, and just closing the angle, making the tackle. by but Tumiu stays in. Penrose doing well at the end. After the Natal backline move, seemed to be going nowhere. And this game, of course, still very winnable for Natal. Only 3 points in it. But when do you start trying drop kicks? When do you start taking chances? That's what Craig Jamison has got to decide. Well, here's a classic decision. You can see Jamison, Swansky, just maybe Craig Jamison will be suggesting a drop at goal. Who knows? No. Muir goes for the gap, stays on his feet. No support.
They got through the first line of defence, they presented the ball and no forwards around. Here's our man of the match, Guy Kibble.
Come on. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Come on, concentrate. King. We're going to get there.
Rudy Vasaki at the back of the line, one from the back again. Throw to him. Johnny Vermeulen knows he must find touch.
EP's defensive play has been really admirable. You know, they played the entire half in their own half, and they just tackled and soaked up the pressure. And now they're just 4 minutes.
Come on.
And of course, no score in this second half. So 4 minutes to go. Again, watch for the 8-man shove for Natal. Certainly the dominance in the tight not perhaps been as marked as earlier on. Richardson just to bang this ball down in the corner if they get the chance. Penrose looking to run. He's through. He's got men with him. Here goes Duprier. Hartman is there. Natal must keep up the momentum.
Torios hasn't did very well there. Got to Barton, forced him out, stopped Natal going forward.
And what a climax to the game. A couple of minutes to go. Eastern Province still 3-0 up. Defending desperately. Natal throwing everything into attack.
Natal snatched a point here last year. Can they do it again?
Swart has won it. They've made it available. Penrose is there. Plumtree, poor ball to Jamison. Once again has to deal with it.
Again!
Can EP get their first victory?
And the drop is blocked, picked up by Jacobs. It's great ruck ball by EP. And Val Barton has been penalised, referee playing on. More good refereeing by Friedberger. And it's there.
Top goal to Johnny Vermeulen.
Well, the crowd has gone mad. Sustained pressure here, good refereeing, and a good decision by Vermeulen. What a beautiful drop goal. And here it comes again. Under pressure. Well, back live, and Natal, Eastern Province have been penalised. Jamison takes it quickly. And once again, they've given it away, but not 10 metres. And Natal will have to run it. They're 6 points down.
And
let's see if they've got
moved over 40 minutes, John.
Muir, Plumtree, Lakeway is their support from Penrose. And the final whistle goes.
There it is. EP scored their first win.
What a fascinating match. Magnificent try on each side. Never got spectacular, but certainly tremendous effort. And once again, Natal winning the set pieces. Certainly scrums more than lineouts and losing the game. And there'll be a marvellous evening tonight down in Eastern Province.
But John, the champions now, 3 defeats in 5 games. It's going to be hard to come back from that.
Well, we look forward to being with you next week. Bloemfontein, Free State against Northern Free State. Goodbye from Boet Erasmus.